Most sellers think the first part of the listing appointment is about introductions, small talk, and walking through the house. It isn't. In the first 15 minutes, I'm already answering the most important question in the entire process. What will it actually take for this home to sell successfully? Because selling a home isn't just about putting it on the market. It's about positioning it correctly from day one. And in those first 15 minutes, there are several things I'm looking at that tell me almost everything I need to know. The first thing I look at is the approach to the home. Before I even walk inside, I'm paying attention to the same things buyers will notice when they pull up. The driveway, the front door, the landscaping, the overall feeling of care. Buyers start forming opinions before they ever step inside. If the exterior feels welcoming and maintained, buyers relax. If it feels neglected, buyers start looking for problems. That first impression matters more than most sellers realize. Then we walk inside, and the next thing I'm looking at is light and space. Not square footage. How the space feels. Is the home bright or dim? Does the layout feel open or crowded? Are there areas where furniture blocks flow? See, buyers experience homes emotionally before they analyze them logically. If the home feels heavy or closed in during those first 60 seconds, it creates hesitation immediately. Hesitation is the enemy of momentum. Now, the next thing I evaluate is presentation. Now, I'm not judging someone's style. I'm looking at what might distract a buyer. Clutter, highly personal decor, furniture that shrinks the room, items that pull attention away from the space itself. The goal isn't to remove personality from the home. The goal is to remove friction so buyers can picture their own life there. Now, if buyers spend their time noticing things instead of imagining themselves living there, connection disappears quickly. If this is helpful so far and you want more no-fluff tips on selling smarter in Richmond, hit subscribe right now. I post new videos every week designed to save sellers time, money, and stress. Then I start looking for what I call value signals. These are the features that make the home stand out compared to others in the same price range. Natural light, backyard space, updated systems, unique architectural details, and location advantages. Every home has something that can be positioned as a strength. The key is identifying those strengths early so they become part of the marketing story. Now, at the same time, I'm also looking for hesitation triggers. These are the things that cause buyers to pause mentally. Outdated lighting, worn paint, strong odors, visual maintenance issues. These are not always expensive fixes, but they influence how buyers perceive value. And often a few small adjustments can dramatically change the emotional response buyers have during a showing. Then I start evaluating competition. Now, this is something sellers often forget during a walkthrough. Your home doesn't compete with what it sold for 10 years ago. It competes with what buyers can see right now. In my mind, I'm already asking questions. How does this home compare to others currently on the market? What will buyers see before they walk in here? Where will this home feel stronger and where might it feel weaker? Because buyers don't judge homes in isolation. They judge them side by side. Then I start thinking about pricing alignment. Not the exact number yet. That comes later with full analysis. But I'm looking for clues, condition, updates, layout, lot characteristics. These help determine which buyer bracket the home naturally fits into. Buyers search in ranges. If the home is positioned in the wrong range, the right buyers never see it. So even during the walkthrough, I'm already thinking about visibility. Now, the next thing I pay attention to is flow. How buyers move through the home. Is the transition between rooms natural? Does the layout make sense? Are there areas where buyers might feel confused or disconnected? Sometimes simply changing how a room is arranged improves how the home feels. Small adjustments can create a much stronger experience during showings. Then there's the emotional reaction. This is subtle but important. When I walk through a home, I pay attention to where I feel drawn naturally. Maybe it's a window with beautiful light. Maybe it's a kitchen layout that feels open. Maybe it's a backyard that feels private. Those emotional moments often become the focal point for buyers. If we highlight those moments correctly, buyers remember the home long after they leave. Another thing I evaluate in the first 15 minutes is seller expectation. Not because expectations are wrong, but because expectations need to align with the market. Many sellers assume pricing is just about square footage and recent sales. But the market is dynamic. Condition, presentation, timing, and buyer psychology all influence how a home performs. Understanding expectations early helps create a strategy instead of guesswork. Now here's something most people don't realize. The first 15 minutes of a listing appointment are not about selling the seller on me. They're about diagnosing the home. Every house tells a story. My job is to understand that story quickly so we can position it correctly when it hits the market. Because the first week on the market is the most important week. If pricing, positioning, and presentation align from the start, the home gains momentum. If they don't, the home spends weeks trying to recover. That's why those first 15 minutes matter so much. They shape the entire strategy. Now let's recap what I'm looking at during that initial walkthrough. First impression from the curb. Light, space, and emotional feel when walking inside. Presentation and potential distractions. Value signals that make the home stand out. Hesitation triggers that may affect buyers. How the home compares to current competition. Pricing alignment and buyer search ranges. Flow through the home. Emotional moments that buyers will remember. And how seller expectations align with the market. When all that information comes together, the strategy becomes clear. Because successful listings are not accidental. They're intentional. Now, if this video helped you understand how agents actually evaluate a home before listing it, make sure you subscribe so you keep getting practical guidance on selling in the Richmond market. And if you want the exact checklist I use when I walk through a home during a listing appointment, DM me listing and I'll send you the checklist.